What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar thus far, what's going on with the news affecting Tesla, what you should be watching for on the charts as time progresses. Before I detail all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, looking at Tesla, I just want to mention that right now, Tesla has this option that has been established for the last couple of trading days. Right now, we're just barely at the support. We're a little bit below it. We're just trying to hold on right now. I'm going to be watching to see what the reaction is upon open, because usually when we open, Tesla does love to pop and then drop. But usually when that happens, right, we tend to see the share price actually hold up very well during the pre-market beforehand, and this pre-market is looking a little bit weaker. Now, one can interpret this as an inverse head and shoulders. So the question is, will we get a big break and bounce from open, or are we about to see a little pullback first before we do anything like that? So I'm going to break down some levels for you, talk about what you should be watching for on the charts, what the news is saying, what you should be watching for as time progresses. Firstly, when it comes to the economic data, let me just mention that today is Thursday, March 28th. It is the last trading day of the week, as the market is going to be closed tomorrow for Good Friday. Now, please know that 15 minutes after the market opens, we have the Chicago PMI report coming out. Then we also have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment data at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 30 minutes after the market opens. So we have quite a bit of data, 15 minutes and 30 minutes after market open. With the Chicago PMI, that's going to be our first piece of data, by the way, at 9:45. After that, we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment data, the 5-year inflationary expectations, the Michigan current conditions report, and all this other data from Michigan. We're going to be watching to see how this affects us moving forward. So we have quite a bit of data at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then after all that data comes out, we also have the Fed Composite Index and the Fed Manufacturing Index coming out at 11. And 11:30, we have some bill auctions. So for the first couple of hours, we have data coming out every like 15 to 30 minutes. So watch and see what kind of volatility this causes. And then after that, do not forget that once all the data settles, we also have a crazy option chain on SPY. We have close to 500,000 of these calls expiring. And we have over 2 million puts expiring with a 516 max pain and a 4.34 puts to call ratio. So we're going to be watching to see how this affects the markets. Lots of puts are expiring. Will the market makers try to squeeze shorts? Are we going to see some sideways price action and dump at the end of the day because they want to get us closer to max pain? We'll see what max pain is at the end of the day. This could change, and we'll see how things go from there. For news, right now, we're about to see some interesting stuff. We're approaching the end of the quarter. Will the market get one more pump to end the quarter on a very, very strong note to make the balance sheets look really good? Or is the market going to do the opposite? We'll just have to wait and see. There's also other news coming out. I want to talk about things that are not really related to courts or anything too crazy. Amazon's making its largest outside investment in the company's 30-year history. It's putting $2.75 billion behind AI startup Anthropic. And the reason why that's very important is because it's going to keep this in the AI race, and this is going to be very important for it. I wanted to note this because this is going to be very important for its AI development, which is going to use a primary cloud provider, which is going to be competing with OpenAI's ChatGPT. So that's going to be very interesting to watch for. The SEC could also move forward with the lawsuit against Coinbase. A judge ruled on Wednesday. Major win for the agency. This means that the case is accusing Coinbase of engaging in unregistered sales of securities. That is some big news for Coinbase. We'll see how that affects it. The Home Depot is also spending about $18.25 billion to acquire SRS Distribution, which sells supplies to landscaping, pool, and roofing professionals. Its biggest acquisition in the company's history. This is some very, very important news for them. So we'll see how things go for that. But that's pretty much it in terms of news coming out for the time being. For Tesla, we had some big news come out. Wedbush Securities analyst Dan Ives has shared his thoughts on Tesla for the Q1 2024 delivery estimates. He's basically saying that Tesla may have to deliver about 425,000 to 475,000 units in the first quarter. It's a really, really big range. So I would say somewhere between 450,000 would be a reasonable estimate for him, because it's kind of like in between, give or take by 25,000. So he is kind of like saying that the deliveries target might not be that great. He's also saying that there have been a lot of things happening because of the fact that they trimmed their production in the Giga Shanghai. And he's saying that there is a slowdown in demand. He also mentioned that right over here, that he's lowering his price target to $300. He is saying that Elon Musk will help steer Tesla through. He's still a big bull overall, but he did cut his price target from 325 down to 300. So this is a big change from Dan Ives. And with that happening, with them lowering their price target, they're saying that Tesla is still bullish, but not as bullish as before because of external factors. Additionally, Tesla is going to be appearing in Poland's largest auto show, so that's some good news for them. Going to be others over there as well, so that's some decent news. For Tesla, what are we looking for? So Tesla has a possible inverse head and shoulders. This could be like a left shoulder, this could be a head, and this could be a right shoulder. If we want to be bullish, we need to see this thing actually try to get back above this trend line and break past 180. If we hold above 180, look for a push all the way back up to about 184 or almost up to there for a nice inverse head and shoulders. If we fail to do so, if we start coming down to turn bearish, you want to see it basically lose 177.5. If we lose that, there's going to be a risk of us coming all the way down to the support in the 176 area. If that fails us, we're going to be coming all the way down to fill this gap around 174. So if we lose 177.5 to 177 flat, there's going to be a risk of this dropping lower all the way down to 174. If we break past 180 and hold above it, there's an inverse head and shoulder setup, and we can start pushing much higher. Right now, it's a little tricky to predict because Tesla's been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth the entire pre-market. Even after the GDP numbers came out, Tesla's still kind of flat alongside the market. And we do like to pop and drop upon opens, so we'll just have to wait and see. Just to get one more push up here, form an inverse head and shoulders, and come back down? Or do we end up losing key support? So I would say just wait, watch your levels, see which way it goes. And we'll just be patient with this as the market is very indecisive. Same thing with SPY. I mean, SPY right now, it's trying to push a bit, but it's still kind of stuck at 523. It's been going back and forth and back and forth. I do see some potential for this try to go up to about 524 if we do break out higher. If we do, excuse me, if we do break past this, watch 525. If we lose 522, we turn bearish. We're going to be coming all the way down to this trend line towards the 521 area. So I would say right now the chart is still favoring bulls a bit. It's trying to push a little bit. Could try to push higher, and this could actually help Tesla positively. So maybe looking for 524 on SPY looks a bit more likely, but it's still kind of indecisive on the chart. So I'm just saying based off what's very probable, that could also help Tesla kind of push a little bit. For the QQQ, we're looking a little decent. So QQQ, it was testing this resistance right here. I was saying yesterday we might actually attempt to break this resistance. So we have this white trend line being our resistance. If we hold above this like this, we're going to be looking for a move to about 446. If we lose this, watch 444 support. If we lose that, look for a bigger drop down to 442. But as right now we're holding up decently, we could look for a push towards 446 if we maintain these levels, and we could even go higher after that. We have to hold support. Aapl is showing some life. We saw this thing break. This thing tried to get above almost to 174 yesterday. It came back down. Now we're just shuffling at 172.5. We have to try to break 173 to turn bullish. Otherwise, we're just kind of stuck in this range. There is some life in the chart, though. It is showing a little bit of life trying to hold its 20 EMA. For Nvda of all things is just completely flat right now. Nvidia is just kind of shuffling at this 900 area. Now we're back to the typical range. So if we lose 892, watch 885. If we lose this, we turn a lot more bearish. We turn much more bearish if we lose 885. And we turn really bullish if we break past 908. If 908 breaks, we're going to be looking for a push to like 920 or so. So we'll see how it goes, guys. That's it for the main five. As for Tesla, make sure you watch your levels carefully. Tesla is trying to hold around this trend line. There's a possible inverse head and shoulders that could be forming. But at the same time, if we lose key support, it could always turn. It all depends on how we open and what we see. Tesla does love to pop upon open and push up higher. So maybe there's a good chance we try to do so, but just be careful because the chart is still range bound and it's looking just kind of flat right now. So it's not really doing much compared to SPY and the others. So I would say just be patient, wait to see which way we move, and then watch the levels I called out. That's going to determine what the bigger move is going to be. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Thank you and peace out.